Okay, so this is our sort of last day on some factorising kind of roundup, a bit of revision on this. So today we're just going to give you some questions. So I'm going to shush in just a moment. I'm going to put the pause on the video, or rather, I'll put the sign up. You press pause. Do the questions. We'll do them in about sort of 3 or 4 shifts, and we'll see if your answers match with mine. So make sure that you are putting down your working out so you can see if it matches with mine. Okay, right. So anyway. Press pause on the video, do the questions, and unpause when you're done. Okay, here we go then. So, answers. If we're going to factorise this, 9 is the biggest number that divides both, not 3. You can get 9 out of those. Open up the bracket. I need to make 9x, so I have an x. And I need to make 27. Well, 3 times 9 makes the 27. This one, right, okay, what divides 8 and... Oh, actually, there isn't a number there, so I can't put a number on the outside of the bracket, but they both have a P. I'll have a P, please, Bob. And so I'll put the P on the outside, open up the bracket. I need to make 8p, so I times it by 8 to make 8p. And then P, I need to make P squared. I've already got 1p. I need another P. Wish people would stop talking about P's. Then 6xy plus 3x squared. 3 divides both of those numbers, and I need they've got an xy here and an x squared here. Now they don't share a y, but they do share an x, so that can go on the outside as well. Now I need to make 6xy. I've got 3x, so I times it by 2 to make the 6. The x is already there. I just need a y. And then 3x squared. I've got 3x, so that's all good, but I need x squared, so I need another x. So I put that on the inside, and if I expanded this out, I would get that expression there. Right, fully factorise these expressions into double brackets. Well, let's see. So first of all, factor pairs of the end number. Well, 1 times 25 makes 25, and 5 times 5, and that's it, actually. Those are the only pairs. Now, which pair adds up to make this number touching x, that coefficient there? Well, it's these two. So I put it into a double bracket with those two numbers. They're both positive, so it's x plus 5 and it's x plus 5. Doesn't matter which way round those 5s go, as long as it's x plus 5 and then x plus 5, which is my little joke. Anyway, you could have put it as x plus 5 all squared. Either of those is fine. You know, that's fine, it's all good. Okay, next one. So numbers that multiply together to make -10. Well, that could be 1 times 10 is 10, 2 times 5 is 10, and that's it. Now, it could be that it's -1 times 10, or it could be -2 times 5, or 1 times -10, or maybe 2 times -5. Now, one of these pairs will add together to make +3, and it must be +3, and it's these two here. So if I have 5 and I take away 2, I am left with +3. So I put those two things into brackets. So x, take away 2, and x plus 5, because the 2 is negative and the 5 is positive. It could go the other way around. It could be x plus 5, x take away 2. It doesn't matter as long as you've got those two numbers there. Last one, 15. Okay, factor pairs for 15. Well, 1 times 15 makes 15. 3 times 5 makes 15, and that's it. Now the problem is, I need to make -8 when I add these two together, but none of these are negative, so that can't work. What it is, both of the numbers must be negative, because when you times a negative by a negative, you get a positive. Yeah. But when you add the two negatives together, you just get a more negative number. You know, -3, take away another 5 is -8. So those are the two numbers that go inside my brackets. So x take away 3, x take away 5. Yep, let's clean that up a little bit. Let's get rid of the eraser. So there we go, done. That's the blue. So that's the answers for those ones. Right, let's move on to the next ones. Right, this time you've got some gaps in some of these bits of these equations, right, in these expressions here. So 4 blank take away blank equals this. It's got to be equivalent to this. So think, what does this need to be on this side to make it correct over here. Okay, just press pause, have a go. Don't be worried about it. If you get it wrong, get it wrong. Just check it with my working out at the end. So off you go. Press pause and unpause when you're done. Okay, we've unpaused then. So let's see. This is an expression that when we factorise it, we get 4f minus 4. Now remember that if I'm going, I could go the other way because it's the inverse of each other. I could expand that bracket to get the expression. So 4 times by everything in the bracket. 4 times by f makes 4f, so you needed an f there. And 4 times negative 4 would make negative 16. Well, there's the negative. It needs to be 16 because 4 4s are 16. So f was the first one, 16 was the next one. Same with this one. Let's expand this and take it backwards. Well, 8 times by x is 8x, so that needed to be an x. And 8 times by the 3 is 24. Hope you didn't add them, or just put 83. You have to times them to make 24. Okay, 3p, and when I expand this out, 3p times q would be 3pq. So you need a q. And 3p times the 6. Well, 3 times 6 is 18. And the p's already there, isn't it? It's 18p. Last one, 3m times by 3n. 3 3s are 9. M times m is m squared. Right, so that little blank there was for the squared bit on the m, 9m squared. And then 3m times by negative 1. Well, 3 times the 1 makes 3. But of course, actually, there's an m missing as well. That needs to be there. So when it multiplies out, it becomes negative 3m. Yep. Okay, last ones then. I think it's the last one. Or maybe it's not. Maybe there's 2 more. We'll find out. Who cares? We're having such a great time. Okay, so I want you to pause the video. Unpause when you are done. Unpaused. Mel and Brad were given the following expression to factorise. Did I say that right? Expression to factorise. Yeah, I think I did. Right, 8b plus 12. So they've got to factorise it. So maybe you just factorised it to check out what the answers are. Because they say Mel's answer is this. So 4 brackets 2b plus 3. And Brad's answer was this, 4b plus 6. Now they're both equivalent. If you expanded them out, you would definitely get 8b plus 12 on both of these. That would be 8b plus 12. And this one would also be 8b plus 12. So one of them's got to be right, though. Which one is it? Well, the one that is correct is the top one. So Mel is there. Mel is the correct one. But why? Well, it's because this is fully factorised. This one is not fully factorised. They've divided the numbers by 2, but the highest common factor of both of these is 4. So 4 needs to go on the outside of the expression. There's still a 2 that could divide both of these and come outside. A good strategy for these sorts of questions is to just, factorise it or expand it, or whatever the question is. Just do the question and then compare your answer to the 2 answers you're given. All right? Okay. Now this, I believe, is the last one. Each factorisation below has a mistake. Please explain what the mistake is on each one. So pause the video. I'd like you to write it down, please. Write it down with a pen or paper. No, pen and paper or pencil. Or anyway, just do it. Pause it and then unpause when you're done. We have unpaused. Each factorisation below has a mistake. Explain each mistake. Okay, what's gone on here? Well, they've decided that 6 divides both of these, so they've taken it out as a factor. Good stuff, that's right. But this is right, the x is right, because 6 times x makes 6x. They haven't divided the 12. So when you take the 6 outside, you've got to divide both of the numbers by that. So this should be a 2. So when you expand it, it would still become 12, because 6 times 12 would make 60. Not right. Okay. This one, so c squared take away 9bc. Well, clearly c is a factor because it's in both, so they've put it on the outside, so that's right. Now, c squared we need, so c times c would make c squared, so that's fine. And then I need negative 9bc. I've got negative 9. Now, if I expand this, I will just get negative 9, not 9bc. So the bracket shouldn't be there. They should have a B, then shut the bracket. They've missed off the B. And last one, we've got x plus 10, x plus 6. What's wrong with this? Well, certainly when you add them together, you get 16, but that's wrong, isn't it? What we want is a pair of numbers that multiply together to make 16. So you'd need 1 times 16 or 2 times 8 or 4 times 4. And then the pair that adds together to make 10 is 2 and 8. This is just plain wrong. You should have a 2 and you should have an 8. Otherwise, when you expand it, you wouldn't get this expression. You know, because 10 times 6 would give you 60, not 16. Yeah. So should be a 2 and 8. Doesn't matter which way round, but should be 2 and 8. Okay. Right. Well done. That's us for brackets for now. We'll get on to another topic next time. I believe the next lesson should be homework for most people that are watching this. So well done. I'll see you next time.